Alright, welcome to part 3 of my pickups video. I did wait to make this video due to things still coming in. There is a few things still coming in the mail, but we'll go ahead and go along with this video. It's probably going to be a 5-part video this time. We'll see. Here is Castlevania for the NES. Classic game. I do also have this on the 3DS, and that's the first thing I bought it on. But had to have this version to play it on the big screen TV and on the Retron 5 and on the NES on my older TV. But yeah, classic platformer, has a great soundtrack. Still holds up well today with the solid controls, solid platforming, and side scroll. Yeah. Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse. I thought about getting Castlevania 2, but after finding out that you do a lot of backtracking in it, I opted against it. Maybe I'll buy it in the future. I don't know. NES sleeve. I think this is one of the later releases. I also have another one that came with another game. Here's Battletoads. I wanted this game for quite a while. Really enjoyed it. Playing it on the emulator back when I was a kid and hadn't played it for 3 or 4 years since buying this cartridge. There's the label there. It's not in pristine condition. I don't expect to get games in, museum quality games anymore. They just cost way too much. But yeah, classic platforming game. It's got side scrolling, some racing aspect to it. It tries to be a few different games at once, but that's fine. Some people don't like that, but I don't care. Doesn't bother me. Sticking with NES, got a Famicom NES top loader controller here. It's in great shape. Hasn't yellowed. The reason I know it's a Famicom controller is because the cord is shorter than the American version. That's fine. I'll be buying an extension. Sticking with classic stuff. Here is the Sega Genesis 6-pack here. You got Sonic the Hedgehog, Golden Axe, Streets of Rage, Revenge of Shinobi Columns, and Super Hang-On. It says not for resale here, so I imagine this is packed in with the system or something. I don't know. Maybe one of the iterations of the system. But yeah, great game here. I mainly bought it to have a physical copy of Super Hang-On, but it's great to be able to play all these games just by only having to load up one cart. Classic Sega games there. Sticking with that same era, here we have Donkey Kong Country for the Super Nintendo. This is pretty much complete, even comes with a poster. I wasn't exactly happy with the condition of the box. There's a lot of crushing, some water damage on front, and back. Screenshots look horrible here, but I had to have this, and it still reminds me of having the game as a kid, holding the box. There's that. Here's Jungle Strike, the sequel to Desert Strike, boxed, still factory sealed. Had to have this. I also have it on the Genesis. This copy though is almost in pristine condition. That's why I got it. Or I got it almost directly through Amazon. Box of goodies here. Okay, almost have everything. There we are. Here's a nice copy of Cool Spot. Here for the Super Nintendo. This is the 7-Up mascot back from the 90s, or he was around back in the 90s. Almost pristine condition here, complete. I think it even comes with a poster. Yeah, great game though. Great game. Super Mario 3, boxed and complete. I already have 2 other copies of this game, but I love this game so much I had to have this. This box is in really good shape for its age. Does have a little bit of damage, but hey, I'm fine with that. Doesn't bother me at all. Moving on to manuals. Right quick. Yoshi's Island, classic game. Got the manual. Oops. Fairly cheap. There's that. Great game. It's a must-own, I think. F-Zero. I also have this game sealed and a loose copy, so it's going to go with a loose copy. Classic game. I love the artwork in here. I don't believe I ever owned this thing. It even comes with a mini comic book inside. Sorry. Actually, look at that. I have to get some lights in here so we can fix this lighting problem. Super Ghosts and Ghouls there's not much to this. It's just actual instructions here. Just instructions on here, and it shows you black and white photos of what's to come, also in Spanish. Well, here's a little bit of artwork here that shows you the different suits. Mario Kart 64, classic game. I don't believe I own the manual to this, but I do have the game in my N64 box. Alright, going back to cartridge stuff, we'll swing back to Nintendo. Donkey Kong Classics, great game. Really enjoy this game. You got Donkey Kong 1 and Donkey Kong Jr. I played the first game a little bit and thoroughly enjoyed it. Earthworm Jim 2, this copy is in okay shape. I didn't expect it to be spectacular due to the price. Super Castlevania, great game, love this one. That game's not cheap either. Neither is the next one. Mega Man X, but I did get a really good price on it since it's damaged. There's some tearing on the label. But the game works fine. I remember playing this as a kid. Thoroughly enjoying this one too. Super Ghosts and Ghouls, another game I put several bids on, and that's been happening a lot lately. But yeah, classic game, had to play it, hadn't played it for about 4 or 5 years. So that's that. We're almost done with the games, guys. Move on to, oh yes, Zombies Ate My Neighbors. This is the superior port of the game over the Genesis version. Some people may think differently, but that's just my opinion. I like this version better. It looks better, sounds better, and controls about the same. Super Mario 2 Advance. Bought this to replace my bootleg copy of the game, which froze up about a month ago. Enjoying this game very much so. I don't have the original on the NES, but I have played that back in the day. Classic game, definitely. Going back to the controller. An ice blue N64 controller. I do plan on buying a fluorescent one maybe, or another one in this line of see-through colored N64 controllers. But yeah, it's in great shape. Feels like it was barely used. It was possibly even cleaned. It's very clean. Joystick's still fairly tight, so I'll be enjoying playing that here over the weekend. Here is columns for the Japanese Sega Saturn. It also works in the American, probably due to the fact that I have the expansion card in there. I'm sorry, expansion cartridge. And that also acts as a cheat device, I guess we'll get into the music videos. Here's Metallica's The Videos, 1989 to 2004. I've been wanting this since it came out. And yeah, so you got songs like One, Enter Sandman, The Unforgiven, Nothing Else Matters, Wherever I May Roam, Sad But True, Until It Sleeps, Here Are the Day, Mama Said, King Nothing, You Have to Meet Me Over in Part 5 here in a second, The Memory Remains, The Unforgiven 2, Fuel, Turn the Page, Whiskey in the Jar, No Leaf Clover, which is live with the orchestra, I think London Symphony or San Francisco. I Disappear, Saint Anger Frantic, The Untamed Feeling, and Some Kind of Monster. Also included is 2 of 1 introduction, 1 jammed version, the Unforgiven theatrical version, and the Metallica Some Kind of Monster trailer, which I used to own on DVD, but want to be repurchasing it. But yeah, meet me over in Part 5, guys. This is a great collection to get for any Metallica fan.